We are catching up with They Slash Them, a horror movie on Peacock from Blumhouse. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about here.
So yeah, this is the directorial debut of multi-Oscar nominee screenwriter John Logan. He wrote Skyfall and Gladiator and a bunch of stuff. He also wrote this one. This is a horror movie set at a summer camp, which is why Kevin Bacon is in it. It's a conversion camp for LGBTQ plus youth.
You're not happy. Maybe you don't fit in. People make fun of you. Well, I can't make you straight, but you give us this week and we might be able to help.
So we have a new group of teenagers who are bussed in. Some are gay, some are lesbian, some are trans. At least one is non-binary. And they are there either because some of them are sort of self-loathing about their sexuality. Other ones are forced by their parents. And it's run by Kevin Bacon and his wife, Carrie Preston. And he initially lays this rap down that makes him seem like, we're not here to talk about God. We're not here to force you. Gay is okay. Like it all seems at first very welcoming and very understanding and very progressive and very hip. But of course, the longer we stick around, the more the electric shocks come out and the pie making seminars for the ladies and the target practice and shooting at live animals for the boys. And, we start to uncover terrible secrets. And also there's a masked killer running around with a hatchet. What's that about? We'll find out. So yeah, I love the idea of this movie. I love the title. The title is genius, They Slash Them. But this movie never quite gets its footing. Because it's like they set up Kevin Bacon as being like not who you think. You think he's gonna walk in and just be immediately like, whatever that awful Baptist church. I can't even remember their name now, but you know the one I'm talking about. The God Hates Fags.
Jeffs. No, he's Mormon.
No. The God Hates Fags guy who's dead now and good. I forget. Anyway, you think you're getting one thing, and then it's like, no, wait, he seems to be kind of cool or whatever. But then obviously the longer they're at the camp, the more they realize that no, this is going to be very regimented and very closed-minded about like gender, and the therapy they're all getting is really awful. And then there's also this killer, and can the kids escape? And And like people I know who saw this before we like really hated it, but if they were hardcore horror people, and I thought, okay, well maybe this is more of like a psychological thriller or it's satire or something, and it's all of these things and none of them. And so it's really kind of disappointing. And I feel let down by this movie. I do like a lot of the individual performances, particularly Theo Germaine as Jordan, who is a non-binary person who very quickly establishes themselves as someone you do not mess with. Kevin Bacon is good, but the character never quite coheres just from the way that it's written. Anna Chlumsky, gets to do some stuff. I don't know. This is kind of a letdown, I have to say.
It's kind of a mess because you're right. It's like so many different kinds of movie. And for a long time, I totally forgot it was supposed to be a horror film.
Yeah.
But the movie forgets like that tension should be amping up there, just like that it lays flat.
The masked axe killer in this movie is like the snake in Bullet Train. They just forget that it's there for long stretches.
There is a snake at the gay conversion camp. Yeah, no, it's very confusing, and I almost feel like they don't even need the horror element of this, because what is happening with these people is so horrific as it is, and some of the dramatic moments are vaguely, I don't know, moving, convincing, as you say. The actor playing Jordan is very good, the non-binary character.
I mean, yeah, I think they get the issues right, and I'm not against the idea of like, what if Friday the 13th but at a queer conversion camp? Like, that's a great pitch, that's a great idea for a movie, but unfortunately it is still just an idea that this movie doesn't really quite fulfill.
This is not a horror movie. This was like, we introduced a slasher at the very, very beginning, and then maybe like an hour and a half later, the person comes back, and then bodies pile up.
Yeah,
that we don't even see them get killed. I'm like, wait, when did that happen? Like,
at least one of them does happen off screen. Yeah.
I'm like, wait, that person's now dead too. Did I miss it? Did I nap? Did I go get a soda? I don't know what happened, but like, it just feels really disjointed to me. Tonally, it is all over the place.
Oh yeah.
And then there's some stuff that is kind of borderline offensive in terms of the portrayal of gay people as like predators, as dangerous. And I mean, I found it offensive, and I'm not gay. I don't know what you think about this.
I don't know. I kind of figure in a movie like this, all bets are off. Like if you're introduced this as a slasher movie, then everybody's going to be like trying to survive and ready to like do whatever they're called upon. I think it gets the gay stuff right. I mean, I'll give Logan that, and I think that he does tap into a lot of how these shady camps work and what people think they're going to get out of them, and how they tap into people's like fears about, you know, what their lives are going to be and that kind of thing. But like, okay, the perfect example of this movie, like not knowing what it's doing. So we're operating in a fairly realistic realm of things. Like the way the kids talk to each other is very realistic. The way that Kevin Bacon is trying to be Mr. Smooth Guy, you know, scans. The weird old caretaker of the camp is not only the weird old caretaker of the camp, he has a cabin full of old ventriloquist dummies, which is like, oh, come on. That is the cheapest thing in a horror movie to establish that someone is like a creepy weirdo. I'm like, are you kidding me with this? And that's the one time in the movie that they really like art direct anything to be like over the top. If the whole thing had been like that and they were kind of goofing on horror tropes, and like, okay, sure, I see what we're doing here. But just no, normal ventriloquist dummies. I'm like, stop it.
Yeah, no, there are many things like that that are like picked up and then dropped off and then forgotten, because like he is a whole non-factor, and he should have been developed more as like a creepy potential thread there, and then all of a sudden, yeah, they dump you off in the creepy doll room. There's a sing-along to a Pink song out of nowhere in one of the cabins that feels like it was out of a totally different kind of movie. Like it just has these moments, like the whole shooting range scene, the whole pie scene, like they all feel like these are pieces from different movies that were like thrown together, and like here they are. Like, and to think of the movies that John Logan has written in the past, I mean, Gladiator, Aviator, and Hugo are the ones he got nominated for Oscars for. He also wrote Skyfall, as you mentioned, which I think is one of the best Bonds. It's my favorite Daniel Craig James Bond. He wrote Rango, which is totally fun and inspired. So he's got a wide variety of tones he can do, and like he just took them all and he put them here.
Yeah, he did the screen version of Sweeney Todd. So like that's a movie that knows how to like be a horror film at times, but then be other things at other times.
Right. Be macabre and funny. Yes.
This is just all over the place. And by the end of the movie, you're just like things are happening. We're like, wait, if that person left, why are they now back? Like just all these, it's just, this seems like a very wasted opportunity, because I think there was a lot you could do with this concept.
Okay, I'm saying 2.8. This is a mess.
Yeah, I said 4.8 just because I did like the performances, and I kept rooting for this movie because I liked what it was trying to do, but boy, does it not get there with hardly any of it.